How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zen over here bringing you guys a brand new One Piece chapter discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we're going to be talking about is chapter 886, folks. Yes, we finally get into some brand new developments involving after a 2-week break, folks. And I'm loving Oda for what he's actually doing for the specific part of the story now, because of the fact that we might actually get some new developments, not only for Luffy, but for other characters as well, guys. I'm talking about is the minks themselves, folks. The minks that are involved here in Whole Cake Island, folks. Yes, folks. Very, very interesting as how this is actually coming about. But first, let's talk about Luffy, since everybody's on board with what's going on with Luffy and what they are anticipating to see with Luffy himself. We're getting a brand new power-up from Luffy himself, folks. Yes, we definitely are, because as it was stated in the last chapter, Luffy is definitely gonna actually try to get his observation haki to be the same as Katakuri himself. I am definitely excited to actually see that, folks, because we never really got to see observation haki used in an actual fight, more so or less in a very more profound way where it's actually very detailed in a sense. So for Oda to actually go towards this route is very interesting, because we actually, most of the time, we mostly seen Armin and Haki type of battles, but not necessarily an observation Haki type of battle. That'd be pretty interesting. Can you guys imagine that? It'd be very similar to a very kind of, like, this is how I kind of see it, guys. This is how I'm seeing it. The fight is going to be like this. You see Luffy and Katakuri just both standing next to each other, but both of them are using observation haki. The room envelops in like a circle, but in that circle, they're seeing the future and the outcomes of what's going to happen as they maneuver around trying to defeat each other. But everybody, of course, is looking at them saying, whoa, why are they only standing around? But in reality, they're actually using observation haki, and they're actually fighting in the future to overcome their opponents, fighting in so many possible outcomes. That would definitely be an interesting way to showcase just how powerful these two are. A fight that only they themselves only see themselves in the future. Kind of like a DBZ kind of theme when Gohan and, what was his name, Krillin were actually fighting together in a sense, kind of like when they were doing key training before in the Frieza arc. Kind of similar to that they're going to be just basically just fighting, but with observation haki, just going back and forth. Now that, myself, I would love to see that, because like I said, it would be more interesting in a case that we'll be able to see the different possible outcomes, the 100 possibilities of what Luffy will be able to do against Katakuri, and Katakuri doing whatever he can do to defeat Luffy. To me, in my honest opinion, it's going to be more so the case that if Luffy does do that, I feel like he's going to be losing throughout most of those entire fights, and that's what it's going to be, because if they kind of stated in the chapter as how Luffy was going about it, haki gets stronger as the fight progresses, or if there's a fight that you cannot win, your haki will definitely get stronger and stronger. So using his observation haki, this would be a perfect opportunity for Luffy to actually develop a stronger observation haki, or a haki that we actually haven't been seeing used by Luffy himself. I mean, for Pete's sakes, he's, like I said, he uses Conqueror's haki and uses Armin haki throughout the whole entire time. So very interesting to see how it's going to go about. Let's just go and see how Katakuri will be able to defend himself against this type of development. Because technically, I don't think Katakuri has ever fought against someone with a observation haki, or a high enough observation haki. So for Katakuri to actually face against an opponent like this, it'd be very interesting, because he's going to be also surprised as well. But like I said, though, that's very interesting. But moving along, guys, the reason that I was mentioning earlier in the video is the moon itself, because of the fact that Carrot mentioned the moon itself. Why would they mention the moon? In my honest opinion, I was thinking to myself, okay, if they're mentioning the moon, does that mean that we're gonna get like some kind of development for Carrot herself involved in an actual like were-like stage, or a very monstrous stage where when the full moon rises, she's gonna go on a rampaging streak, similar to how Chopper was back in the day? But in my honest opinion, would that really be the case, or would it be more the case that Carrot herself will get an actual power-up, or maybe her actual true mink form will come out, and that in itself will give her a huge power-up boost that will actually be able to defeat the opposing enemies themselves? Like I said, we don't know too much, because like I said, the mink philosophy or the mink biology themselves, they're not really introduced that as well. We were mostly given hints throughout the whole entire Zou arc itself. So for them to actually focus the full moon, or actually reference it, would be very interesting to see how it's going to be turning about. I believe Roger's Base made a video explaining about how the full moon could be connected to how the minks, like I said, they become ravages during the night. And if I remember correctly, even Peckham's himself is stated to actually been holded down by his own crewmates whenever there's a full moon rising. So like I said, it depends on how the personalities change. Like I said, I want to see what Carrot will actually develop during a full moon. But like I said, it's very weird, and this arc in itself will be a perfect opportunity to actually showcase Carrot's actual own abilities, and maybe this will be a perfect opportunity for her to actually join another reason for her to join the crew. Maybe she's going to be the another part of the monster trio, you could kind of say. Like I said, very interesting. But moving along, folks, another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Capone Bege, I was not expecting him to be in this chapter itself. I was actually more so of the case that I was thinking of him actually just coming to get Chiffon and just getting away. But no, it seems that he's now going to be connected towards actually getting the cake itself. So in my honest opinion, to me, what it really would be is the case that they're going to use Capone as a shield around the Thousand Sunny in order for them to actually try to maneuver through the actual wars themselves until they get to Big Mom. That's the way I kind of see what's going on, or at least Capone will actually fend off against Oven himself. But more so case, I did love the fact that the chapter really focused heavily on how Capone's own philosophy on how to save his family, how his own crew members treat each other. You see that their crew members, they love each other, they respect each other, they will not go back down. You saw Capone showcase that to Oven's face by point blank, pow, right in the kisser, folks, right in the kisser with freaking Oven. Oh man, he shot him straight in the face, and I was like, oh, I was not really expecting that out of Capone, because he is shown to be not necessarily a coward, but he is shown to be, like, you know, strategically planning his attacks. But no, in this case, he said, no, F it, man. You're attacking my wife? No, man, I'm going in all the way. I'm getting her regardless of if I'm getting injured or not. That's the way I see Capone. Respect for Capone's character. And I love the fact that Capone's character is getting so much shine throughout this whole entire arc, guys. I'm not lying to you. So much shine. But I would say that's about it for today's chapter, folks. Like I said, it's about the powers of observation Haki that we're going to be seeing in the future, and Carrot's actual own involvement in the actual arc in itself. Can't wait to see what's going on. But let me know down in the comments below as to what do you guys thoughts on the actual chapter itself, folks. What do you guys think about Carrot's actual development? Do you guys think she's going to be turning into like some kind of hideous creature, or do you guys think that the minks themselves are going to turn back to a human, you could say? But that's where they hold the true powers. Like I said, it's very interesting. We don't know what's going to be about that. And also, guys, what do you guys think about Luffy's actual observation Haki? Do you guys think Luffy's actually going to get a new observation Haki, or is his observation Haki still going to be the same, but he's just going to be focusing it more against Katakuri himself? Like I said, let me know down in the comments. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, don't forget to give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more One Piece chapter discussions. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys again in the next video. But peace out, folks.